You know, what I realized about professional sports within the past few years is that the media really focus on talking about the game, just over the game. When as far as when it comes to almost any professional sports in the United States, whether it is whether it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer, boxing, etc., etc. It's always a fuck soap opera now when it comes to talking about professional sports. It's almost like ESPN has become sports. It has become the damn. What am I looking for? Yeah, it's like ESPN has become the National Enquirer of professional sports, and it fucking sickens me. Now, you know, especially when it comes to the NBA, what's going on right now in the NBA, and the NBA season hasn't started yet. As far as the 2022 and 2023 NBA season has not even started yet, but yet there's a whole we've heard a whole lot of drama within the league ever since the off season. Well, it's still ever since this summer, from Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant supposedly wanting to get traded, and I knew that was never going to happen. I was one of the people. I probably was the only one of the only people with the sports world that predicted that shit, that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving was going to leave the Brooklyn Nets, and I was correct. But that's neither here nor there. To Kevin Durant having his little petty beef with the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, to your Kyrie Irving having his little petty beef with his head coach Nash, so allegedly being in a party in Steve Nash's house and telling Steve Nash in front of everybody's home in the house that Kobe should have won the league MVP instead of you back in the 2000s. Like that fucking matters. Now people are talking about the head coach of the Boston Celtics, Ime Udoka, um, possibly being suspended for the whole entire NBA season for sleeping around with a female employee, thus cheating on his wife. And it's like, okay, how come the media is highlighting these stupid ass shit, these things, and not highlighting the fucking game? I don't know, me, I'm a sports enthusiast. I'm like a sports purist. I care about the game. All right. I don't really care about stupid like who's sleeping with who, what someone supposedly said about somebody else. He said, she said shit. Nigga, I'm a grown ass man. I don't give a fuck about gossip. As far as I know, like in my wacky world, I thought gossip was something that was relegated towards females. I thought females are the type that's interested in gossip, not men, who are the predominantly the largest audience that consume professional sports. All right, not interested in no fucking gossip. You know. Okay, so the head coach of the Boston Celtics had some side pussy. Why is that headline news? Ooh wee. Okay, maybe he broke some, one of the rules in the Boston Celtics franchise. Maybe he broke one of the rules. Okay, fine. He needs to be disciplined accordingly. But for the media to highlight that shit, I just think it's stupid. I just think it's stupid. But it goes to show you that the biggest soap opera lays in professional sports. You listen, fuck the General Hospital, fuck all my children, fuck all these dumbass soap operas. Hell, you might as well say fuck Love and Hip Hop. If you want to see some soap opera shit, just turn it on ESPN, because ESPN has some of the biggest gossipers of all time. Stephen A. Smith, that's a gossiper. it seems like within the past few years, when it comes to professional sports, it seems like the media put a lot of emphasis on things that's going on off the court that's not really that important when it comes to the game of basketball or football or baseball or whichever, you know. But one thing that's to be important for people to recognize is the what happened with the owner of the Phoenix Suns and the Mercury, with the Phoenix Suns deciding to sell both the owner of the Phoenix Suns, I forgot his name, Robert something. Robert, I forgot his fucking last name. But he has decided to sell both the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury franchises because through the NBA made a year-long investigation and found out that the owner of the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury is guilty of creating a hostile work environment for his employees, as he was openly making racist and sexist statements, especially when he was openly utilizing the N-word, which made a lot of his black employees uncomfortable. So therefore, I guess this is like a repeat. This is like a repeat of what happened in 2014 when the former owner of the Los Angeles Clippers got caught got caught on tape utilizing certain derogatory statements, certain racial slurs, right? Yeah, but it goes to show you that when it comes to situations like that, as far as the owner of the Phoenix Suns, as far as situations concerning even the former owner of the LA Clippers back in 2014, and even if you want to fast forward it to 2021, when it comes to John Gruden, which is the former head coach of the Vegas Raiders, that made derogatory comments to one of the front office individuals of the NFL, who's a so-called black male. It shows you that the book called $40 Million Slaves, written by William C. Roden, was absolutely correct. That book was written in 2006. Well, it came out in 2006, and it actually predicted, or was correct, or proven correct, of the racism that exists in professional sports. What's up, Jersey Hammer? Jersey Hammer says, because just sports fan is not enough viewership for them. That is also why they push the fan stuff and the sports gambling more. How many point Dexter fuckers you see watching sports now? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. But do you really need all this bullshit or all this soap opera drama in ESPN and even in Fox Sports just to get more viewers? Or should these different professional leagues just focus on getting more talents? All right. And even work side by side with the NCAA to make sure that these athletes coming out of college are talented to the point of the fact that their talent alone are able to sell tickets and attract viewership. I mean, me growing up during the 1990s, right? Growing up in the national the NBA in the 1990s, and watching plays like Michael Jordan playing, Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, Clyde Drexler, Hakeem Olajuwon. Watching them play, those guys were able to not only sell a lot of tickets in different arenas, but these plays were also able to draw a lot of television viewership. And you didn't need a lot of soap opera drama in order to get people to watch the game. Why? Because their talent alone was able to draw attention from fans. All right. Now, like I said, Jersey Hammer, that's a good point Jersey Hammer made. See, but the problem is that the media focus a whole lot. If viewership is what the media is trying to get when it comes to sports, right? Then make sure that your talent that's coming to these leagues are actually talented enough to play to the point that their talent alone can draw people's attention. This whole gossiping shit that the media bring into the professional sports, it's not needed. It's not needed. It's stupid if you ask me. It's extremely stupid. I don't get it, man. It's very stupid. There's more important things going on than focusing on a head coach of an NBA team being suspended for an entire season because he had some side pussy. I don't give a fuck about that shit. The hell? And speaking of that, right? Because the head coach of the Boston Celtics, like I said earlier in this video, he's in danger of being suspended for the entire 2022-2023 NBA season for having an affair with another employee in the Boston Celtics. And I'm saying that although disciplinary action for sleeping with a fellow employee may be needed depending upon what rules and regulations that he's broken, but to suspend him for an entire season for just getting some pussy on the side, nah, man, I think that's too harsh. To me, that's stupid. He said, hell, I grew up in the 1980s when sports broadcasters couldn't even talk about point spreads. As far as the media, their money is separate from the league. Well, I mean, the media actually makes money from the league, from these leagues. These leagues, these leagues draw a lot of viewership in their television stations, which actually draws in a lot of the advertisers that pays them to play their advertisement during these sport games. So the media, their money is tied to these leagues. Trust me. Uh, 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 like channels that broadcast Super Bowl make a hell of a lot of money around that time. Television stations that broadcast such things like these college bowl games, or right now I'm talking about professional sports, and college bowl games is not professional, but you get what I'm saying. Or events like the A Finals, the NBA All Star Game, the MLB World Series, you know, the 500, different boxing events. The media makes a killing. So their money is tied. The media's money is in a way tied to these leagues. And ESPN wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for these sports leagues. I just, to me, it's just it's just stupid when you focus on these new issues when it comes to sports and focus less on the actual sports themselves, on the actual games themselves. Me being a sports head and sports enthusiast, I care about the game. I care about the performance of the game. I care about, my team winning the last game. I don't give I don't give a fuck about all this other side shit. Yeah, that's what I just said, Jersey Hammer. Yeah, the channels pay these, but these television stations get their money off of the advertising. Yeah, I said that earlier in the stream. That soap opera shit is not needed in professional sports, man. I'm totally against that. I'm sitting there looking online and looking at all these different news articles online. All I see is Coach Ime Udoka. Coach Ime Udoka suspended. Coach Ime Udoka suspended. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You hook it up to the Me Too movement. Yeah, Me Too movement. Yeah, it is part of that shit. Or the Me Too movement has, in my personal opinion, an influence over why Ime Udoka's possible suspension is so goddamn uh, uh um is going too goddamn far because the NBA is totally left wing. I mean, if you're going to talk about a sports league that's very liberal, go look no one other than the NBA. It's very liberal, and the Me Too movement have a large influence over the NBA, and ain't liberal, right, Jammer? Right. Jersey said, "I agree. I just wanted the game, and when I place I want my team that I bet on to cover, which didn't happen tonight. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, but exactly, exactly. That's what matters. That's what matters. I don't give a damn about all this other nonsense of who slept around with who, what this person said in a party, their coach. Who cares about that bullshit? I don't give a fuck. The hell? How is that important? I don't, man. I don't know. This is, what's going on. What I see is that we're living in a time, where, okay, how can I put this? We're living in a time where the smoke screen is more important than substance. That's what I think. We're living in that time where people put more emphasis on the smoke screen than actual substance. Where people actually place more emphasis on style, no substance. You know, People put more attention when it comes to the icing on cake than the actual cake in itself. Where we don't look at the true meaning of things. We only look at the flash card that's pointed to our face, but we don't look at the what's deeper or what substance behind things. We don't. We don't care for substance no more, man. We're living in a time now where the smoke screen is more important than the substance. A lot of people put more importance on the perception of thing than the true meaning of something. That's what people put more emphasis on. People put more emphasis on the outer and not the inner, which is why a lot of people put more emphasis on a lot of fluff, on a lot of gossip, like who slept with who messed around with who, what smart comment this person said to that other individual. Like things that are of least important gets the most attention, but things that are of the most important get the least amount of attention. It goes to show you that society is getting dumber by the minute. Society is getting dumber. When people are this dumb to the point of fact that we focus on style instead of the substance, or we focus more on the smoke screen instead of the substance, Or in other words, if we have become a society where we put more importance on the perception of something instead of the true meaning of something, it goes to show you that we're living in a society where most people are not utilizing any type of critical thinking skills. They're not sitting there utilizing any type of logic. Thus, society has become dumber. This world has become dumber. Yeah, yeah, years Yama, yeah. It has become more appealing every day. Yeah, shoot. Yes, damn. No, it lets you know that lets you know that we are closer and closer towards the end times. Not to make some sort of apocalyptic type of statement, but we're leaning towards the end times when you see stupidity at a grand scale. And because we have this much stupidity at a grand scale, that's why you see these types of dumbass things going on, such as professional sports focusing more on soap opera gossip than the actual sport in itself, and being able to get away with it. Why? Because stupid shit like that actually caters to the stupidity of the masses. Because unfortunately, we live in a society where the masses are very fucking stupid. You look at here on YouTube. Look at here on YouTube. If you come up and make a video on any type of intelligent topic, you're going to get the same views as me. But if you come out here and start crying over and start making content crying over a damn female, motherfucker, the amount of views you'll get is unlimited. You do stupid shit, you get the mass appeal. You do intelligent shit, not so much. And that's not the time we're living in. Stupidity is loved. It's that is desired at a grand scale. He said the movie Idiocracy was supposed to be a comedy, not a game plan. Right, 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 right. And like I said before, stupidity at a grand scale is the reason why the media is able to get away with making sports into a goddamn soap opera. We're closer and closer towards end times, where the world is getting dumb by the dozen. I'm telling you. Oh boy. Anyhow, I'm done with my rant. Y'all have a great night. Peace.